Welcome to Brand Builders TV. Deep dive topics, tools and resources brought to you by global thought leaders from within the Brand Builders Club. This show gives you access to the strategies that you can use to move forward with ease and flow in every area of your life and business. In today's show, Lubna is going to share part 1 of this 4-part series on the proven strategies she uses to move you out of your own way and work with more productive, strategic and results-driven energy. Lubna is the founder and CEO of The Exponential Hero, a multiple international best-selling author and certified professional speaker. As a dynamic and powerful strategic mentor, she works with corporate leaders and entrepreneurs to make effective decisions and take inspired action with clarity and focus. Today, Lubna is going to take you on the first steps of this 4-part journey, bringing more fun, flow and freedom into your business while stepping into the strategic action zone. Learn it, model it and get shit done. Let's go. Afternoon or good morning wherever you are in the world. So let me know if you can see me and hear me so we can get this party started. Let me see how we can do this. Cool. Getting all these messages. Cool. So I'm going to just set this up correctly. Cool. So, how do you feel at the end of the day? Looking at your to-do list, do you feel you haven't made any progress at all? Frustrated because you didn't get to do what you set out to do that day? And you're probably already feeling very tired, but the only way you're going to get anything done is to work more and longer. At least that is what you think. Maybe the thought of success is not for me has crossed your mind. Well, I'm here to tell you, you are not the only one. Loads of people think that to be successful, you need to work longer and harder. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You don't have to. Welcome to Brand Builders TV. My name is Lubna, also known as the Action Accelerator. I mentor entrepreneurs to gain clarity, focus and momentum with lightning speed. I'm passionate about busting the myth that hard work is the only way to lead to success. Working harder and longer only leads to fatigue, prolonged stress and other very nasty negative things. We don't want that. So in this 4-part series, I'm going to share with you some of the foundational elements to set yourself up for success. These elements are rooted in science, because I want things to be rooted in science, and have been part of my daily practice for many, many years. Now, for you to get the most of our time together, make sure you have pen and paper ready and participate. Because the more you participate, the more you're going to get out of this training. So, how to set yourself up for success? It starts with a very important question. Have any idea what question I mean? Let me know in the comments. Now it starts with the question, what does success mean to you? Because if you don't know what success is, then how do you know you're going to achieve it? Now success might mean to you always doing your best. Your definition of success might be believing you can achieve anything you would set your mind to. Another way of looking at it is success is learning something new each and every day. I also know people who define success as making a lot of money. Whichever it is for you, take out your pen and paper and write it down, so you have it at the forefront of your mind as we go through this training. Now think about something that you've gone through. Think about how you, what's the word I want to use? Think about a moment that was very difficult for you. Think about how you felt and how you thought in that moment, because your state is very, very important in terms of impact on how you work and the quality of the work that you produce. Now, think back to that moment that you felt anxious, frustrated, or even overwhelmed, which I see a lot with entrepreneurs. Did you get a lot done in that state? Probably not. Because when you experience negative emotions and feelings, part of your brain called the amygdala takes over, and that's the part in the back of your head. Now, this part regulates our fight, flight, and freeze response. When this happens, you literally have less access to other parts of your brain, and more specifically, the prefrontal cortex, which is the front of your head. This is the CEO of your brain and responsible for planning, memory, and problem solving. So negativity, whenever we experience that, grasps more attention and resources. Resources you need to work on the things you want to work on. So the state we're in is really important. Now, one of the things that I've learned many years ago by studying the science of happiness is we are successful when we feel happy, not the other way around, which is something that society has believed for a very long time. So if we are more hopeful, resilient, optimistic, we are more likely to tackle any challenge, any task, any to-do list that we have. So, when we've arrived at this moment, who do you think will be more likely to achieve success? A pessimist or an optimist? Let me know. What do you think? Who do you think will be more likely to achieve success in whatever definition they have of success? And while you're contemplating this question, think about this one too. What do you believe? Is being a pessimist or an optimist fixed? As in, you're born a certain way and you have to deal with it? Or is it changeable? Can you be taught to be more optimistic? Any idea? And it's important, there are no right or wrong questions. It is what you believe right now in this moment in time. I'm not going to keep you in suspense any longer, because the good news is optimism is learnable. It's not fixed at all. We can become more optimistic in life. It is something that we can train. Now, you might be wondering in this moment is, how do we interpret optimism? Because most of the people that I talk to about this subject are like, oh, but that is, you're thinking that the glass is half full instead of half empty. Yes, but if we look at it from a scientific perspective, at least in the positive psychology, optimism is about how we interpret the world, the events, what happens in our surroundings. That is the perspective that I want you to take on for our time together. So grab your pen and paper. I've got a couple of questions coming up. To what extent are you currently confident that you can apply optimism in your business? Now, on a scale from 0 to 10, rate yourself. You don't have to share it if you want to. Happy to know how you rate yourself in terms of optimism for you. Now, and as you rate yourself and think about that, I'm going to proceed. Now, optimism is not a fixed state. It can be more seen as a strategy, as an outlook that you can learn to enhance, whether it is in your life or in your business. And the way that we do this is by challenging our automatic negative thoughts. Now, each and every one of us has, on average, anywhere between 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. Now, if that wasn't even bad enough, the majority of those thoughts are negative. They're also, for the most part, the same thoughts we had yesterday. Now, it's good that they're automatic because you do not want to learn how to drive your car or how to breathe each and every day. That would take up too much of our brain's resources to do so. So there's a positive side to having automatic thoughts. But some of these automatic negative thoughts are the ones that are keeping you stuck, are keeping you where you are today. And if you want to achieve the success that you desire, however you define it, you need to change. You need to challenge some of these negative thoughts. So in essence, optimism, being one of the 4 elements that I will be discussing with you in this 4-part series, is essentially a mindset. And the way that we think and choose to give attention to our thoughts decides how positivity shows up in our lives. And I don't know about you, but positivity did not come naturally to me. And it had everything to do with the fact that we have a negativity bias. So we remember the things that we are very negative more. We give them more attention. We remember them the way better than anything else. And I had to train this because I used to think that the only way that I can be successful is by working hard and to focus on all the things that can go wrong and to work on the things that I'm not good at. Little did I know that that would just mean working really hard, giving a lot of effort to maybe make a little bit of improvement. Now that is not success to me. Success to me is making a positive impact. And I'm reminded of the event that was the biggest wake-up call in my life many, many years ago. Because I was raised to believe that success can only be achieved through hard work. And even more so, my father said to me, I needed to work twice as hard because I'm a minority in this country. So I needed to prove that I was worthy to be here. And that's literally what I brought with me for many, many, many years. And now we know that if you keep that up, you're probably more likely to end up in a burnout than anything else. My wake-up call wasn't that I got into a burnout. It was one of my colleagues. It was actually deputy director in one of my jobs. Now, she was one of my mentors. I wanted to model her because I loved how she showed up, the impact that she wanted, and she had the same drive and the same energy in the work that we did. And when the director told us one day that she wouldn't be coming back to the office, but which was bad enough, but when he told us that it was because she was diagnosed with a burnout that kept her home for 9 months, it was literally a horror scenario for me. Now I'm driven by impact and making a difference. So the idea of staying doing nothing for 9 months to recharge and recuperate was the most horrific scenario for me. And in that moment, and I still remember it as if it was yesterday, I decided there has to be a different way. There has to be other ways to achieve whatever I wanted to achieve without sacrificing, without working hard to the detriment of my health, my social relationships. That triggered me to discovery, and I literally read everything, studied everything that I could find on personal development, and experiment with different strategies, different ways of working on how you can achieve whatever you would like to achieve the success that you want, however you define it, but have it all. And after many, many trials and errors, many experiments, many trying and falling and standing up back again, I found myself in a situation where on a daily basis, people asked me, "You only do what you enjoy doing." Or they would tell me, "Why are you so relaxed? You've got a deadline coming up." Or "You've got an event to host tomorrow that you've organised. How can you be so relaxed right now?" When I think of when I'm in that situation, I'd be running around like a chicken, like a headless chicken. And I think, no, that's not how I want to work. That's not how I want to show up. That's not how I want to achieve the success that I want. And people start asking me more and more, "How do you do that? Can you teach me?" Now, how to set yourself up for success is working on the foundational elements that I'm sharing in this 4-part series, optimism being one of them. And as it is a practice, only getting this information and doing nothing won't make a change for you. And I'm committed to supporting you and facilitating in making that transition. That's why participation and implementation is so important. So, as we move towards the second part of this training, I would like you to take out your pen and paper and go through this exercise with me so we can get your practice of optimism started. And we're going to play a game. So we're going to make this a little bit fun so your brain doesn't go into fight, flight, or freeze mode anytime soon, because we don't want that to happen. So, as an entrepreneur, I am sure you have many projects, many tasks to do. Think back on how I started the training by saying you've probably got a to-do list that is consisting of many, many items. And what I want you to do for this exercise is to think about one of those projects, whether it is to create an online course, create a speech for a training you want to do, or a speaking engagement you have coming up, or you're about to interview someone, or you're going to be interviewed. Whatever you have going on right now in your business, think of that one project, nothing more, just one. And as soon as you've got something, think about where you've got and what the goals of that project are. So if your goal is to incorporate online courses in your business, the goal might be to launch your online courses in 2 months' time. Whatever it is for you, just keep it at the forefront of your mind. Now, grab your piece of paper, and whether you have a paper or a journal, as long as it's a page that you can work on, it's absolutely fine. If you're more digital, then you can grab your phone, your tablet, or even your laptop, whatever it is for you and whatever you find comfortable doing. Now, on that piece of paper, what I would like you to do is to draw a line in the middle. So you have 2 columns. And with thinking about that project that you have coming up, on the left side, so in the left column, I want you to write, I'm going to give you 1 minute to do so don't stop writing, just keep going, all the things that you can do to mess this project up. Everything that you can do, so nothing in the environment or what other people can do to mess things up, what you can do to mess this project up. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do this exercise, and let's see what you come up. And if you feel comfortable in doing so, share it with us in the comments. And it can be literally anything. Anything that you can think of how you can mess up a project. Because there are many ways. You can be unrealistic about the deadline. You can sleep longer on a day that you have something to do. You can mess things up by... Oh, what are some things? I've been so trained in optimistic that behavior that I can't even think about how I can mess it up. I can mess it up by procrastinating, by doing other things than the things that I'm supposed to be doing. I can mess it up by distracting myself because I need to do the wash or the laundry, whatever it is for you. And just write it all down, put it on that left column of the piece of paper. Now, we're going to switch to the right side of the piece of paper, and maybe you can guess what I'm about to ask you to do. Now, on the right side of the piece of paper, in the right column, I want you to write down everything that you, yes, you, can do to make this project a success. Now, some of you in this moment in time are thinking, there is nothing I can do to make this a success. But again, 1 minute, write everything down and trust and believe that there are ways that you can make this project a huge success. And again, it's about what you can do, so nothing else. So don't think about, oh, I need a VA to be able to help me. What can you do to make this success? One of the things you can write down is, I need to hire a VA to make this project a success. But think it in a way that, what is the VA going to do for you that will make that project a success? And what can you do specifically to make it a success? Well, write down as much as you can in the minute that I am going to give you to do so. And just keep going. Even if you can't think of anything else, just think, what else? What else? It's more important to write as many things down as you can than it is to be right in this moment in time. Okay, as we wrap up, I know admittedly very short, but you can come back to this piece of paper anytime you want and register even more things. Now, take a step back and look at your piece of paper or a screen if you're working digitally. What do you notice? Now, it might be that you were you've got more things written down on the how I can mess up than how I can make a success. It may be the other way around. There are more things you've written down on how to make it a success than things you can mess it up. What do you notice? And if you feel comfortable sharing, please let us know in the comments. I would love to know so we can support you in that. Maybe when you've looked at this piece of paper, you see a possibility that you didn't see before. Maybe you can't see anything. Maybe this is just overwhelmed you into, this project will never be a success. Whatever it is you're thinking and feeling right now, notice it and take stock. Be aware of what you're feeling, because again, your state determines your performance, and we would like to work on the muscle that is called optimism. But you need to be aware of where you are today to be able to do that. Now, whatever it is for you, all of the things that you have written down are things you have influence on. So a lot of things that pessimists say, or someone with pessimistic attitude towards life and events in the world, is that it all happens to them and they can't influence anything, whether it is to influence it into success or into failure. But you do. All of the things that you've been written down is things that you can influence, that you have influence on. And that is what optimism is about. And the more you train your optimism muscle, the more you'll be able to mobilize yourself to take action instead of looking at that to-do list and thinking, I'm never going to be able to do this. I better just give in and give up. Now, I don't want you to do that because I believe you can achieve the success that you want, whatever success means to you. And what's important as we finalize these 30 minutes, it does go fast, is that embracing optimism and training this doesn't make us immune to stress or worries. It doesn't mean that nothing negative will happen, that you won't be challenged in your business and in your life. What optimism teaches us is how to see what is wrong and look at the challenge and embrace it, but still be hopeful it can turn out positively. And for those of you that need more scientific proof, it's scientifically known fact that optimism changes the way our mind and body works. Whether it's a healthy immune system, which in these times of a global pandemic is very important, or increased happiness and productivity. It's all important. Now, this was part 1 of a 4-part series where I am teaching you the foundational elements of setting yourself up for success in your business and in your life, whatever success means for you. I will be back next Thursday at 12 p.m. BST, and I'm hoping you will join me. Share with me what you found or is your biggest takeaway from our time together, and I shall look forward to seeing you on Brand Builders TV next week. Have fun, as always.
I hope that you've enjoyed the show today as much as we've enjoyed making it for you. If you've got anything out of this episode, please do tell someone else how they can subscribe to the Brand Builders TV channel at youtube.com/brandbuilderstv. Why not join us at our next Brand Builders Thinkubator, a global mastermind that we run every week to take away the loneliness of being in business on your own. For more information and to book your place, visit light.brandbuilders.club/Thinkubator. That's light.brandbuilders.club/Thinkubator. Until next time, be the ripple that you wish to see in the world, and we'll see you soon.